How much do things cost in Egypt? A taxi, a hotel, tickets to ancient sites, restaurants, groceries, spices, souvenirs, SIM cards, trains, buses, bars, petrol. Come run around Cairo with me and find out. Welcome to Cairo. It is April 2025 and the current exchange rate is $1 to 51 Egyptian pounds. If you're new to the channel, my name's Giselle. I've been living in Egypt for 3.5 years and today I'm going to be showing you how much things cost here in Egypt. Let's go, or as they say in Arabic, yalla bina. Food at a street cart. For 2 full sandwiches, which is fava beans, it is 14 pounds, and for 2 tamia sandwiches or falafel, 16 Egyptian pounds. KOSHERY at the famous Abu Tarek. So there are 4 different sizes. For the smallest it is 35 pounds, then you have for 50 pounds, 60 pounds, and the largest is 70 pounds. I have filmed here as well, so if you guys want to check that out, link in the description. 1 shawarma at a fast food takeaway kind of shop, 110 pounds. Very delicious. I love this spot. I filmed here. Obviously, I'm linking a lot of things there at places that I have filmed at. But very good shawarma here in Cairo. Beef fata at a nice restaurant along the Nile, 356 pounds. A meal at a fine dining restaurant starting at $28 US. 1 liter of banana milk at a juice shop, 80 Egyptian pounds. But you have a lot of different juice options or smoothies. For example, a liter of watermelon is 50 Egyptian pounds. The same goes for mango, which is very famous here in Egypt. So 1 liter of mango for 50 pounds. As well as sugar cane. 1 liter of sugar cane is 40 pounds. And the list goes on and on. 1 little coffee cake at a popular local patisserie, 35 pounds. 1 box of Egyptian sweets, kunafa and basbousa, 140 pounds. 1 cake at a fancy foreign patisserie, 125 pounds. 1 Turkish coffee at a local cafe or ahwa, 35 pounds. And for a tea, it was 25 pounds. However, that does vary depending on the location. In downtown, it tends to be a little bit more expensive, and that's where I am now. Just yesterday, I had one for 25, so it can depend on the ahwa, the local cafe, but that gives you a rough idea. And 1 mango kiwi shisha is 70 Egyptian pounds. 1 iced latte at a fancier little cafe, 90 pounds. 1 black tea at Marriott Mina House, after tax, service charges, VATs, 122 Egyptian pounds. 1 room at Marriott Mina House, 5-star hotel near the pyramids of Giza, starting at 500 a night. A 4-star hotel here in downtown Cairo. So I'm outside the Steinberger Hotel here in Tahrir Square, and for the cheapest room, it is $245 US for a night, and the most expensive room, which is the Captain's Suite, is $550. Again, everything depends on the season, but that gives you a rough idea. Now, I could be showing you guys prices for 3-star, 2-star, and 1-star hotels, but to be honest, they are a very similar price, whether it's a 3, a 2, or a 1-star hotel. And so I'm just going to skip showing you that and show you guys private rooms in a hostel, because they tend to be around the same price as these 3, 2, 1-star hotels, and a lot of times with better quality or similar quality. So I have made a video about budget hotels down near the pyramids, so if you are interested in checking that out, I will leave a link up here and in the description of the video. But let's go look at hostels. So I'm here on the rooftop of Medina Hostel, which is located in the heart of downtown, just steps away from the Egyptian Museum and Tahrir Square. Now, if you want to stay in a dorm, which would be the budget cheapest option, if you don't know what a dorm is, it is a shared room with like 4 to 6 beds, and you just take one of those beds. A dorm is currently around $12 US a night. You also have a private single room with a shared bathroom, and that is $35 US a night. Double room with a shared bathroom as well. That is $41 US a night. You also have a private single room with a private bathroom. That is $45 US a night. And a double room with your private bathroom, and that is $50 US a night. Now these prices of course are subject to change, as are most hotels and hostels. It depends on the time of the year. Is it low season or high season for tourism, things like that. But those are the current prices. I just want to say that I have filmed videos at these hostels before. So I've filmed at Medina, and it is in my 5 best hostels in Cairo video, which I will link up here and in the description of the video. They also have a studio here, which I have never filmed before, but I was able to do that today. That is $68 US, and it is very nice. So let's go check that out. This is the private studio at Medina Hostel, which is almost always occupied, and I finally caught it for just a moment while it is not. Dun dun! Look at this beauty! Oh yes. So you have a TV, a table, and the bed up here with a beautiful view outside. Well, there's a balcony though, so the view's better. You also have a huge couch and a kitchen area, bathroom, fridge. It's a big fridge, microwave. Wow, they even provide some spices. Cooking, look at that. Oh, shukran. That's Rajdi. So if you come here, you're gonna meet him. And yeah, look at this bathroom. Very, very nice. Yes. So this is the studio. You definitely need to book this in advance if you want it though, because this is a small little balcony, but you know, for yourself. You have the Ritz-Carlton, just over there is the Egyptian Museum, Tahrir Square. Centrally located, you guys. So yeah, very beautiful. And I highly recommend it for $68 US a night. You can be living like a king. So I'm here at another hostel. It is called the Dahab Hostel. I have also filmed here. So again, if you want to see the closer look of the hostel, you can check out my video, 5 best hostels in Cairo, and you will see a lot more in depth and other options as well for hostels. But this is the view really quickly. Yep, I'm on the rooftop. So let's get with the prices. For a private single room with a shared bathroom, it is 750 Egyptian pounds per night. If you want a private double room with a shared bathroom, that is 1,000 a night. A private single with a private bathroom is 950 Egyptian pounds. A double room with a private bathroom is 1,400 Egyptian pounds. A triple, because they have triple rooms as well, is just 3 beds. So 3 beds with a shared bathroom, 1,500, or 3 beds with a private bathroom, 1,700. And then 4 beds with shared bathroom, 1,800, or 4 beds with private bathroom, 2,200. And then they have a dorm as well, but apparently it's just 1 dorm. I did not know that. That is, I've just closed my information here, 400 Egyptian pounds per night with a bathroom inside the dorm as well. So it's just 1 option, and they do book out. A lot of these hostels actually book out, especially if we're talking about dorm rooms. So my advice is to book in advance, because I actually meet a lot of people that maybe have booked to stay for 1 or 2 nights, and then they want to extend and they cannot, and they have to move to a different hostel. I've run into that quite a bit because I do frequent the hostels here in downtown Cairo. Let's keep moving with more prices in Egypt. Alright guys, I am here at the Ramses station, which is a huge center and hub for like transportation around the country. Behind me is Ramses train station, the building where you can take trains to different cities. Now I went in and asked about it, and they have cedar trains. You have Talgo, which is first class, $80 US for a foreigner, or 70 for second class. Then you have VIP train company, that is 75 for first class. class, or second class 55 for foreigners. And then she also said there's Rash train, which is like local public. She said she does not recommend it. That's third class only, and that is $45. All of these are cedar trains, must be paid in either card or US dollars or euros. Then there's also a sleeper train called Abella. I'll try to maybe make a video about this in the future. But yeah, Abella sleeping train. You have a private cabin for 130 US dollars. Or for sharing, which is just 2 beds, so you share it with one other person, is 90 US dollars. Also paid with card or US dollars. He said maybe euros, maybe not, so just use your card. And then of course, if you want to do the local way, we have lots of microbuses here, and it is 130 Egyptian pounds to take a microbus to Alexandria. So if you're looking for a little adventure, you can do that as well. All right, let's keep moving on. Microbus to the pyramids of Giza. So if you want to go to the pyramids of Giza via microbus, you do need a transfer, so take 2 from downtown Cairo. It costs around 20 pounds total though, maybe even less, so it's not expensive if you want a little adventure and making your way down there. And if you are wondering how to do that, the location, I've made a video about microbuses, so I will link that and you can check that out, or in the description of the comments. Buses to other cities around the country. So I'm outside Go bus station here, Tahrir location in Cairo. And I'm just gonna give you guys a few prices for the buses to different cities. And the website, you can look it up and see how much those buses cost yourself at any given time. But just a rough idea, a bus from Cairo to Alexandria is 180 for the Super Go D, which is the cheapest, and all the way up to 225 for the elite business. Bus from Cairo to Luxor, 350 Egyptian, all the way up to 620 for elite business. Bus from Cairo to Hurghada, 300 for economy, 850 for Aero first class. Bus from Cairo to Taha, 420 for Super Go D, up to 600 for business class. And like I said, you can look these times up with the website, the times, the locations, there's many other cities, prices. And I also did make a video about GoBus in the past, which I will leave a link to up here and in the description of the video. And there are other companies as well. So you have websites like, or bus companies such as Blue Bus and West and Middle Delta Bus, as well as East Delta Bus Company, Superjet Bus Company, etc. You know, there's a lot. You can look it up online. I actually have only just taken GoBus, so that's my go-to. Now, you might want to book in advance because I just ran into some subscribers that said they were booked out. So maybe buying a day or two ahead of time would not be a bad idea. But this is one option to get around the city for a relatively low price. The trains are definitely more expensive. Tickets to the metro here in Cairo and Giza. So the ticket cost, it depends on the distance that you are traveling. There's a zone 1, which I'm not even sure of how many stops, but that is 8 Egyptian pounds. Then you have zone 2, which is 10 Egyptian pounds for a ticket, and zone 3, which is 15 Egyptian pounds for the ticket. Now this is the ticket. I just bought one to show you guys. Once you enter the metro, it spits this out through the turnstile, and then you keep it and you put it through the turnstile when you are exiting. So don't lose it once you go into the metro because you're gonna need it to exit. And as far as the metro goes, there are some places that conveniently take you around the city. Like for example, if you want to go to Coptic Cairo, there's a train station that goes directly to there. But for a lot of the other sites and monuments, it is not as convenient to take the metro. For example, at the moment, you can't take a metro to the pyramids or Muhammad Ali Mosque, Cairo Citadel, or many other sites. But Ubers are cheap as well. So let's go check those out. Taxis around the country. So there are a lot of different options for taxis. I do recommend using an app. So something like Uber or InDriver or Karim, because the street taxis are always going to give you a higher price. And with these apps, it shows you so you know what you're supposed to be paying. Now obviously prices are subject to change depending on the time of day and depending on traffic, but I have looked up the cost of an Uber from the Cairo International Airport to the city center, and that currently costs 218 pounds. An Uber car from downtown to the pyramids of Giza is 124 pounds. If you would like to take an Uber motorcycle to the pyramids of Giza from the city center, that is 70 pounds. And you are able to actually look this up yourself, the prices, which I will show you how to do right now. Okay, so this is how to order or see the prices of an Uber, even if you are not there. I'm going to say that I am at Ramses Hilton Hotel, which is here in downtown Cairo. And I'm going to be going to the Grand Egyptian Museum, let's say. Grand Egyptian Museum. So it will now show me the prices for a scooter. 61 pounds. For a car, 136. That's Comfort or Uber Saver, 110. I usually choose this if I'm going to take a car, but I almost always choose a scooter. But yeah, you're able to do this no matter where you are in the world. So if you are looking up prices in Japan or New York or anywhere, you can just input first to the location, pick up location. That could be a hotel in Paris, and then just input going to the Eiffel Tower or wherever you want. You are able to look this up just so you can see prices. Of course, like I said, it varies from traffic, time of day, but it gives you a general idea. Tickets to the Giza necropolis. To go into the general necropolis, it is 700 in Egyptian pounds for a foreign adult, and that is just to enter the area. For students, it is 350, so it's always half price for students. You do need to have a student ID and show them that if you are going to be entering those. So you can't just say, I'm a student, and they let you in. Now, if you want to go inside the pyramids, there are additional prices as well. The Great Pyramid here of Khufu is 1,500 Egyptian pounds for a foreign adult, or for a student, it is 750, so half price. To go to Khafre's Pyramid inside is 280 Egyptian pounds for an adult, or 140 for a student, and the same for the small pyramid here, Menkaura's, 280 for an adult foreigner, or 140 for a student. And lastly, you also need to pay a ticket if you would like to go into the tomb, and that is 200 Egyptian pounds for an adult foreigner, or 100 for a student. One ticket to the Egyptian Museum in Tahrir Square, 550 Egyptian pounds for a foreign adult, or half price for students. Tickets to the Grand Egyptian Museum. Now, the Grand Egyptian Museum is not fully open yet, but it will be opening on July 7th. And there is still a lot that you can see, like the 12 main galleries and the Great Hall and a few other things. So an adult ticket to the Grand Egyptian Museum is currently 1,270 pounds, and for students and children, 635 pounds. For the National Museum of Egyptian Civilization, an adult ticket for a foreigner is 500 Egyptian pounds and 250 for a student. And that is the museum where you can see all of the mummies. It is very well worth it if you are interested in seeing a mummy or two while you're here in Egypt. Tickets to the Muhammad Ali Mosque and Salah al-Din Citadel. So for an adult, a ticket is 550 Egyptian pounds, and for student, half price, 225 Egyptian pounds. And if you would like to check out the current prices, up-to-date prices for costs of ancient sites and museums, not only here in Cairo and Giza, but all over the country, then this is the website. And I will leave a link in the description as well. But yeah, you can see updated prices for Luxor, Aswan, sites all around Egypt. Really quickly, just 20 seconds of your time. If you are finding this video helpful or informative, then give it a big thumbs up so that I can know, and subscribe for more, because it is free for you to do and helps my channel grow and reach more people. As I mentioned, I do have a lot of videos about Egypt, ranging from basic Arabic phrases to tons of food videos, cuisine at nice restaurants, at street food vendors, budget hotels, riding tours around the country so that you can see the raw, authentic streets of Egypt, riding around the country on my motorcycle. The list goes on and on, so you can check that out on the main page of my channel. And if you really like my videos and want to help support the channel monetarily, I do have a Buy Me a Coffee account where you can donate to the channel and help support me make more videos. Link is in the description of this video, but only if you want to. I'm not begging. So thank you so much for watching, and let's get back to the video. One small bottle of water, £6. 1 can of soda, 15 pounds. 1 bag of chips, 10 pounds. 1 liter of petrol, 92, 15 Egyptian pounds. Or for another type of petrol, 95, it is 17 Egyptian pounds. A local SIM card with 30 gigabytes of data from Vodafone is 810 Egyptian pounds. There are many other options though from Vodafone for packages, as well as other companies such as Orange behind me and Etisalat and We. There's a lot of different companies out here, and I've made videos about that, so you can look in the description of the video if you'd like to know more about the prices being offered here for local SIM cards in Egypt. 1 e-vape is 750 Egyptian pounds. That's just for the device. Or if you want to buy some oil, this is cappuccino flavored oil for 150 pounds. 1 pack of cigarettes, Winston Blue, at a convenience shop is 65 Egyptian pounds. أهلا.
أهلا.
Hey. بكم المارلبورو؟
5 بنقوله ب100.
100. Okay, 100 pounds for a pack of Marlboro. شكرا.
شكرا.
سلام. Prices for medicine at a pharmacy. So I just briefly went in and asked for a few things, but this can give you an idea of how much things cost. So I asked about some headache pills. The pharmacist gave me this. Acetaminophen, 250 milligrams. Aspirin, 250 milligrams. And some caffeine. That was 50 Egyptian pounds. I also asked about an inhaler for like asthma, and that was 18 Egyptian pounds. I also asked him about insulin. I don't know anything about insulin. I just randomly thought, let's ask about that. And it ranges in price from 100 pounds to 4,000. That was also for the pen. The best kind was 4,000, she said, or the most expensive. And it ranges with the syringe as well, so that you have to do that yourself. I don't know anything about insulin, but there you go. Melatonin, the cheapest kind of melatonin they were providing was 120. I didn't ask about the most expensive. And then if you get some food poisoning while here, I asked for some meds to help that, and she told me it was 140 Egyptian pounds. So yeah, medicine in general is very cheap here in Egypt compared to many other places around the world. This is at El Elizabeth pharmacy, which is a chain. It's all over the country. But there's also a website that you can actually look at to see prices. I can't remember the name now, but I will leave it down here. Prices at a liquor store. Now, Egypt has liquor stores, especially in bigger cities or touristic cities. So Cairo and Giza, especially in downtown, and Zamalek, and Hurghada. Anyways, so prices in a liquor store. A very popular chain is called Drinkies, which is just behind me here. There's a few other, but Drinkies is a big one that you'll find all over Alexandria and in Cairo. Prices for a cheap local bottle of wine, 750 milliliters, is 220 Egyptian pounds. That is for Omar Khayyam, which I do recommend. I like that wine. Almost all the liquor, or in fact all of the liquor that you'll find in liquor stores or alcohol shops here, are locally made. So you're not going to find imported stuff at a liquor store, just so you know. A bottle of Stella, 500 milliliters, is 55 Egyptian pounds. Now that is Egyptian Stella. It is not the Stella that you buy in other countries. A 500 milliliter can of Meister, 65 Egyptian pounds. And a 500 milliliter bottle of Sakata beer is 70 Egyptian pounds. Lastly, if you want to buy a bottle of whiskey, you can buy a bottle of Rhino whiskey, which is the most expensive one that I found, for 400 Egyptian pounds. And that is 750 milliliters. So yeah, those are just a few options to give you an idea. The quality is so-so. I've heard from a lot of foreigners that they think the beer is too sweet. The wine is okay, and the hard liquor is not good. But that is an option. And I will be showing you guys bars right after this. In bars, depending on the bar, ones in hotels and expensive hotels and bars will have like imported alcohol with a price to match. They are expensive. And then the more local bars are not carrying imported products usually, so the prices are cheaper. So let's go see what those are. Yalla. One Stella at a local bar, 65 Egyptian pounds. One glass of wine at a mid-range bar, 145 pounds. One bottle of Meister beer, 140 Egyptian pounds. One cocktail at a very high-end and expensive bar and restaurant, 660 pounds. That is before VAT and service charge. After VAT and taxes, 843 pounds. It was a very good cocktail though. Alright guys, we are now outside Khan Khalili market and we're just gonna go look really quickly at some souvenirs. So like papyrus, oil, statues, things like that. So let's go inside. We are in the market. I am not going to be bargaining, so just so you know, whatever the prices are given, you should be bargaining with these prices. But I just wanted to give you an idea of what people will tell you for certain things. Oil, papyrus, jewelry. Let's just see. Assalamu alaikum.
عليكم السلام.
بكم ده؟
350
350 350 تمام جميلة شكرا. There's so much in here though. I will make another video maybe with kind of touring shops in the future. I have made a video about bargaining. Shukran. And you can check that out, but I just want to hit the prices. So yalla. So we have these little pyramid sets here. And for this one, 200, then he offered me 150. What material? Stone. Mish alabaster. He has alabaster. Let's look at the alabaster. How much is a set?
This one 500.
500.
3 pieces.
Tamam. 500 Egyptian pounds.
I have like this also. 400.
400. What kind of material is this?
This is brass.
Brass.
Yeah.
Brass. Okay. Hello. Shukran. How much is this statue?
This one,
Oh.
350.
350?
Yeah, because this is bigger.
Oh, it is. What is it made out of?
This is the material. Okay. This is the material basalt stone.
Basalt stone.
Basalt, yeah. This all handmade, not machine. Okay. And you have some small size, but not different.
Yeah. Of
Different
course, the
price.
sizes
Yeah,
will affect
and
the
different
price.
price also.
350 base price. You can barter.
Because Gigi,
Or bargain.
Any people, this one 500.
Oh, you're
Not
gonna be
Gigi.
charged 500. Do your best to bargain, and you can bring it down. I would still. I don't even know.
Horus.
I would try to
Your name
bargain it.
Horus.
Horus. Oh. I would try to bring it down more because
And
that's
you have
what I
some like
do.
this one, Tutankhamun, Nefertiti.
Yes. How much is Tutankhamun?
Tutankhamun 400. Also Nefertiti 400. Like this one. Okay. And
She's
you have
heavy.
some Akhenaton, God of Sun, like this one. King Akhenaton,
Okay.
God of Sun.
بكم ده؟
Okay.
How much?
ده 500.
500.
ده different color. ده ذهبي في اسود. Two color. التاني color واحد. Okay. دي ازيس. God of Love. ده الحب.
And how much is Isis?
ازيس 250 pounds.
200, she's too light. Okay, that's a few ideas for statues, guys.
Thank you.
You will see him if you come in Khan Khalili.
Yeah.
Because I've seen him a few years ago.
Yeah,
and
Amber
this
shop.
Oh, yeah?
Amber shop.
Amber shop?
Yeah. You're
Tamam.
in the shop.
I honestly, it's a big market, but it's in the entrance when you first come in where a lot of the souvenir shops are. So let's keep going and see how much other things cost. Yalla bina. All right, I'm in another shop and I've just asked about the papyrus. The small one is 50, and then they also have a large one for 100. Now, is it really papyrus or is it banana? I don't know. Do you? I also don't buy souvenirs, so actually the going price for all of this, I am clueless about. Beyond that, materials differ, and it's very hard to know unless you're like a master of all of these materials. So, but those are a few souvenirs, statues, papyrus. Let's go look at some oil. Oh no, the oil shop that I love to go to is actually closed. How unfortunate.
هاي
أهلا، عاملة إيه؟
مصرية؟
لا.
بعدين
Bye, Saeed. Okay, so we're gonna have to look for another oil shop. Normally I go to this oil shop, which I will leave a link to in the description of the video. So it is actually a holiday right now. There's a few days of holiday. Eid is already happened, Eid al-Fitr, but I am filming this over many days. I'm not sure when I will upload it, but it is April. And so, yeah, that oil shop that I like to visit is actually not open, but I do suggest visiting them because I usually get the best prices there. Let's go hunting for another one. Alright guys, I am in a shop that I have filmed at briefly before. Actually never inside, but I was hanging out with these guys.
How are you guys?
Yes, and I was just trying to stop people. That's in my how to bargain in Khana Khalili video, which I will link up there and in the description. I've never asked about the prices, so let's hear what they are today.
Don't be afraid, yeah? It's normal price here.
I'm afraid.
It's not.
Okay, so let's just, it's just like real quick.
By the way, I have Egyptian perfumes and I have international.
Oh, let's go Egyptian.
Egyptian, yeah. Egyptian like oud, musk. Yeah, put it in your hand.
What is that?
This is Cleopatra scents. This is
Cleopatra.
Some cinnamon with little bit vanilla and coconut.
Oh, it smells good.
Smell, guys?
It smells so exactly as he described. You know, people have asked me to describe the smells of the streets. Yeah. So it is.
I'll show you another one.
Yeah. Well, okay. So how much is if I wanted something small?
Look, already the normal price here, 10 Egyptian pound for 1 gram.
Okay, 1 gram, 10
Egyptian pound, like 10 Egyptian pound. Another place, they say
50,
25,
20,
50,
30.
100.
Who knows? Depends on how gullible you look.
Yeah. And smell this. This is dust gold. This is like fresh.
That's think. Very floral and very light.
It's good for summer, I think. Yeah. And which one?
Maybe not. You might need more perfume to cover up the sweat smell.
Smell. I like this. This is
that's sweet.
490. I like sweet, but I think good.
Yeah, that is a sweet smell. It's so hard to describe the smells of oil, but it is very.
Yeah, and I have two options for you. You can pay like spray, like original bottles, or you can
roll it on.
Yeah, roll for skinny, I think.
Awesome. And so 1 gram is 10. So how much is like one of the? Can I just see it like?
I have this like 12 ml.
Okay, so this is how much then? Because I'm bad at math.
It's 100, not 120.
100 Egyptian
like
pounds,
$2,
roughly.
I think. Yeah. And this is 7 milligram, like 70.
7.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay, so that's a quick glance at some oils here in Khana Khalili.
Yeah.
Shukran jiddan, akhuya.
We welcome.
Let's keep.
Yeah, you know, she come here before, I think, 2 months. Yeah.
Well, that was way longer ago than that. It was like 6 months or a year ago.
Oh my God, really?
Yeah, time flies.
Yeah, time fasting. Quickly.
Yes, very quickly. But I do remember you very well. I saw him outside the shop and I was like, hey.
I do video with the hair.
Yep, you were in the video. And you were too.
Yeah.
Alright guys, let's hit the road again and see the cost of other things here in Egypt. 250 grams of soft spreadable cheese, 76 Egyptian pounds. 1 liter of milk, 43 pounds. 1 liter of feta cheese with olives, 85 pounds. 1.8 kilos of Thai detergent, 190 pounds. 2.2 liters of corn oil, 250 pounds. 6 rolls of toilet paper, 68 pounds. 1 loaf of bread, 25 Egyptian pounds. 1 kilo of sugar, 38 pounds. 95 grams of Nescafe, 263 pounds. 1 kilo of pasta Italiano, 52 Egyptian pounds. Alright guys, we have all kinds of spices here, but I cannot show you the barcodes. One of the managers came up to me and said I can't film that. But the prices are like 48, 70, 56, cinnamon. So yeah, a lot of different options here. Though they're not even well labeled anyways, but these are the prices. The most expensive I see is 146 for some nutmeg, 117 for something that is hidden. I can't see the name. Let's go see if we can film the meat. So you have 1 kilo of chicken, which is 316 for some chicken fillets. Minced beef is 385. And then we have beef cubes for 490. They are pretty cool with me filming here, which is nice because normally that's not the case. But yeah, all kinds of meat here. Alright guys, I'm outside because it started to get kind of crowded in there. There's too many people, but 800 grams of salt is 8 Egyptian pounds. And then I also took some photos of the fruit. So there was a limited amount of fruit in there, but fruit at a supermarket. 1 kilo of apples is 90 pounds. A kilo of imported bananas is 130 pounds. 1 kilo of capsicum peppers is 80 pounds. A kilo of carrots is 13.50. A kilo of cucumbers is 25. 1 kilo of tomatoes is 10 pounds. And a kilo of chilies, 42 pounds. So of course, comparing that with the other prices at like a local fruit vendor, it's a bit more. So those are prices at a local grocery store. All right, so now that we've seen prices at a supermarket, let's compare that with shopping locally. I'm here at a fruit vendor and asking the prices about the kilos. So if you're getting a kilo of apple, it ranges from 80 pounds to 150 depending on what type. For bananas, local bananas, it is 40 for a kilo. Capsicum peppers is 70. Carrots, kilo is 40. Oh, sorry, 15 for a kilo of carrots. Cucumbers, 20 for a kilo. Tomato, 12. Chilies, 40. And onions, 15 pounds for a kilo. So, of course, there's a lot more where that came from. I am just listing off a few things, but there's tons of vegetables here. So that gives you an idea of the price difference between buying in a supermarket or buying locally. Prices at a spice shop. So we're shopping locally here at a spice shop in downtown, and just gonna show you guys the prices and what it looks like. Have a lot of spices here. Everything is labeled in Arabic, so you better know your smells. Cinnamon. Looks like we have hibiscus. That really expensive, forgot the name of it now, saffron. Lots and lots of spices here. In this bucket we have black pepper. And lots of things that I'm not even sure of. But I did ask the young man working here, and he was kind enough to answer me. So 70 grams of black pepper is 34 pounds. 70 grams of ginger is 26 pounds. 70 grams of curry, 18 pounds. 70 grams of onion powder is 11 pounds. So yeah, you have a lot of different spices here, and of course much cheaper to buy them here than at a supermarket. So let's move on to the next place where we will be shopping locally. Meat at a local butcher. So this is just for beef, but if you want a kilo of minced beef, that is 270 pounds. Or for a kilo of beef cubes, it is 320 pounds. 1 kilo of chicken breast at a local butcher for chicken, 220 pounds. 5 pieces of Egyptian bread from a local bakery, 10 Egyptian pounds. What about tours? I'm just briefly mentioning this because I get asked about it a lot, but honestly, I am not the right person to be asking about tours because I never take them. I have always explored solo in Egypt from day one, taking an Uber from the airport to my hostel, and then Ubers from the hostel to different ancient sites. So yeah, I've almost never had a guide. I don't know a lot about the prices. I know that they vary greatly. There's luxury companies and there's simple day tours. So some people have an entire agency book their entire trip for them. They pick them up at the airport. They have a driver and tipping and all of this. And yeah, it can vary from $30 a day for a guide maybe, or a few hours, to hundreds, depending on, again, the caliber and quality. So I'm afraid I won't be able to suggest to you tour companies or prices. There are some online that can be found, but I don't have any personal experience, and so I hesitate to recommend anyone a company that I've never actually gone with. So, but yes, there are plenty, and I wish you the best of luck. And you can certainly get on groups like Facebook Facebook groups about Egypt and ask questions there. Now you're probably going to get a lot of messages from guides in those groups on giving you all kinds of offers, but it is an idea, and you can probably hear back from actual people, foreigners, tourists who have gone, and whether they liked their tour or not and which company. So that's it for tours. Now, what about Airbnbs and apartment rentals and purchasing property? Here is a very quick glimpse into that found online.
So I am going to be looking at Olix, which apparently I guess is now called the Bizzle. Olix is a marketplace that sells many different things. I actually bought my first motorcycle on Olix. I believe that is where I found it. And so for apartments, we have Egypt. You can choose different areas: Cairo, Giza, Alexandria, Luxor, many different regions. Let's just look generally at this though. So we're looking in the Cairo area or Giza area. For Madinati, you have something for 14,000. I will say a lot of these places are not that great. I mean, you'll see. I don't know what kind of photo that is. They're not a great photo. Many times they will not have more than one photo. We have something in Sheikh Zayed for 12,000. In a Haram, which is near the pyramids, for 7,000 a month. And I don't read Arabic, I guess you have to translate that, but new apartment next to the 3 pyramids, 3rd floor. It has an elevator, yeah, furnished, so you can see all of this information once you click on it. Amenities, it has a balcony, great. And so yeah, these are the places that you can find for rent. 8,000, 13,000 Madinati. Yeah, lots of different options. 12,000 in Alexandria. This looks like it is furnished as well. Yeah, but you can get on here yourself and look. There are many options. And of course, this is just one website. Again, you can of course go to many others. If you're looking for something to purchase, if you're someone that is looking to invest and has the money, this is one website that you can look at to get a better idea of what's out there, what's on the market. Abur City, Fifth Settlement, in Alexandria. Yeah, lots of different places. So again, you can narrow it down. You can choose different studio, penthouse. Yeah. Anyways, all right. Well, I hope that gives you an idea of apartments for rent and properties for sale here in Egypt. And now just to get a glance at some Airbnbs available for rent here in Egypt and in Cairo specifically. So I have the map here and I'm just gonna be zooming in. I always tell or suggest people to stay in downtown or somewhere near downtown Cairo when they're visiting. This is the downtown area. You also have Zamalek over here. Even across the river in Giza is also nice. It's very close and it might be a little bit cheaper. But let's just see what's an option or available here. So I see this one as a budget traveler, 23 a night. Let's see what that's looking like. It's a guest favorite. All right, pretty basic, little mini fridge, some beds. That's all you need. You're just gonna be out exploring anyhow, right? So for 23 a night, normally 25, you can get a place like this. There are so many options though. 176 a night. Wow, look at this place. Wow. So if you are on a honeymoon, I'm just kidding. Yeah, this looks very nice. Where's this? Babaluuk. Oh, very nice, in downtown. Old area downtown. You have something for along the Nile here. What is this, 46? Apartment in Doi, let's see this. Okay, no windows, not a fan of that, but seems like you're right on the water. Exterior is nice, I'll spend my time out there. Shared area, okay. Still nice though. Yeah, there's a lot. Of course, like I've already mentioned, you can look all of this up online yourself and see your options, and you know, if you're not seeing something, zoom in to an area because things then start to pop up. We have something for 18 a night here. And this is, I believe, in Mohandesin. Not a bad area. This has some sunlight, I like that. So, alright guys, and this gives you an idea of rent, of Airbnbs. There's a lot though, of course, and it's part of the fun of planning travel for me, to be honest. When I'm traveling somewhere, I like to look at accommodations, neighborhoods, where to stay, what should I do. So, alright, let's get back to the video.
So I think that we have covered a lot of different prices today. Check the description of this video, which is just the gray box below this video that you are watching, for more information, for those links that I mentioned, to GoBus, to buying tickets, to the other videos that I've mentioned that I've filmed in this video. So, you know, specific restaurants or juice shops, microbuses, budget hotels and hostels, all of that can be found in the description of this video. So I hope it helped. Again, big thumbs up, subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you on the next one. Ma salama.